You can now get a 30-day trial to experience The Athletic for free. Visit the link in the description below to try it now. Austria, under Franco Foda, are a versatile squad full of top-tier talent, particularly from Bundesliga clubs. Foda has used a 4-2-3-1, 4-4-2 and a 5-3-2 in recent games, but there are similarities across the formations. Here's Austria favour a possession-based game that builds through the lines, using their technically capable midfield to bypass lines of opposition pressure. Regardless of formation, one midfielder will often drop deep to help with build-up, and in Stefan Ilsanker or Florian Grillitsch, Austria have two very capable, deep-lying defensively minded options. The fullbacks or wingbacks, David Alaba and Stefan Leiner, play very high in either system, offering pace down the flanks and the skill to tuck in field and bulk out the centre too. In field, Austria have the spiky, creative dynamism of Marcel Sabitzer, who will drift and cause teams issues with his ball carrying and passing ability. Austria's forward line is fluid and mobile and will be supplemented by midfielders and the wingbacks popping up in the box too. Austria, as might be expected from a team with a significant proportion of Germany-based players, like to press, and in the back three especially, one centre-back will push forwards to defend space aggressively. Having won back the ball, they will then try to transition quickly. Despite an impressive squad, Austria's recent results have been mixed. Most notably, a 4-0 home loss to Denmark back in March was suggestive of trouble ahead. But with the world-class Alaba offering pace and creativity out wide and a host of quick technical midfielders at their disposal, they should be a tougher opponent than that kind of defeat suggests. Frank de Boer leads the Netherlands despite a mixed club management career, and question marks still hang over his selections for the national team. Despite often chopping and changing his squad, de Boer has been extremely consistent in his use of a 4-2-3-1. The Netherlands look to build with a series of quick, short passes, retaining possession and circulating the ball well to probe for space. They have a number of good ball carriers, especially Frenkie de Jong in midfield, who can drive towards the opposition and pull defenders out of position. Generally, the fullbacks stay wide, while the wide attackers tuck inside to create space for an overlap and to achieve numerical superiority for the quick pass and move football favoured by de Boer. Despite this, de Boer has often started the big but not hugely quick Luc de Jong as a central striker. The intention seems to be to use him to occupy defenders and create space for other players, but it can slow attacks down. However, with de Jong, Matthijs de Ligt and Jorginho Wijnaldum all good in the air, the Netherlands do pose an issue from set pieces. Now, of course, a lot will depend on the fitness and availability of Virgil van Dijk, one of the world's best defenders. Without him, while the Netherlands can build well from the back through De Ligt and Daley Blind, they are less defensively robust, and quick attacks down the flanks followed by crosses seem to be a weakness. While the Netherlands arrive at the tournament with plenty of talent, there's at least the suggestion that it might have arrived at the wrong time for them. Between the brief high of the Ronald Koeman era and the contrasting uncertainty of what has followed. North Macedonia have never before qualified for a major competition. But Igor Angelovski's squad can beat anyone on their day, as recent victory over Germany in Germany proved. Their preference is to set out as a 5-3-2, although they have used the back four on occasion, usually against weaker sides. The aim is to create a strong platform for Elgif Elmas, the side's main creative threat, who drifts from his position in the midfield three. Elmas will link with the wingbacks, especially Ezgian Alioski on the left, looking to play them into space to cross for Goran Pandev and whoever partners him, usually the impressive Alexander Trakovski. Elmas will also drive forwards himself and pose a threat from deep, shielded by two fairly conservative sitting midfielders. North Macedonia like to attack quickly, transitioning from defence with quick long passes to the flanks or over the top, and then getting several players from midfield up into the box or around the edges to support the forwards. Defensively, the side usually sit off against stronger teams, but the forwards hassle and harry the opposition backline effectively, while one midfielder will push forwards to assist with the press. North Macedonia press well and will look to force mistakes among teams who play out from the back. They also try to force the opposition wide by shutting up shop in the middle. This then means that if they can force a turnover, they can hit balls down the flanks or the wingbacks can carry into space. Andriy Shevchenko has steered the Ukraine to their first ever direct qualification for the Euros. The vastly experienced striker has worked under some of the world's foremost managers and has clearly learned tactical flexibility from those mentors. Ukraine have used a number of formations and a large number of players, but it's likely that Shevchenko will deploy a 4-1-4-1 or a 4-3-3 depending on how aggressive he wants his side to be. Width comes largely from the fullbacks, with the advanced wide players tucking inside and playing narrowly to create the space for overlaps. They like to move the ball vertically through the middle at pace with quick combinations of passing that look to bypass the opposition defensive lines before looking for through balls. Striker Roman Yaremchuk is a good technical player who can feed off passes in behind or play quick 1-2s around the box. The wide attackers cut from out to in to attack the channels and get in behind the defence, with the fullbacks offering wide options. They quite often play it back in field to continue the central attacking though, as much as they cross. Behind this, sitting midfielder Serhei Sidoshuk allows Alexander Zinchenko and the excellent Ruslan Malinovsky to push forwards, giving Ukraine as many as 5 attacking players and a fairly narrow central portion of the pitch. Despite this commitment to pushing players forward though, goals could be an issue. Even taking Shevchenko's constant player rotation into account, Ukraine haven't scored more than once in a competitive game since a 2-1 win over Switzerland in November 2020. If you like this video, please subscribe to Tifo to help us reach 1 million subscribers. The Athletic is where the Manchester United reporters revealed the truth behind the club's Jadon Sancho transfer fiasco, where the Tottenham reporters brought you news of Gareth Bale's return before anyone else, where the Chelsea reporters told us 3 days before his sacking that Frank Lampard was on the verge of losing his job. And you can try it now for free for 30 days. See the link in the description.